Well, from the first game, City bring in Clichy for Alex Kolarov. Kevin De Bruyne and Leroy Sané came on as substitutes at Huddersfield. They both start. There's a midfield berth for 19-year-old Spaniard Aleix Garcia, and Raheem Sterling is unveiled at Huddersfield for the first time. They haven't had to cope with him, and that's not easy.
No, and it's a 4-1-4-1 formation. Fernandinho in the holding role that Toure normally plays. An experienced side, and certainly a very strong side. Apart from the introduction of young Garcia, 19 years of age, looking forward to see him this evening.
Well, again, Huddersfield unable to field their loanee from City, Australia's Aaron Moy. With just one change from the game 11 days ago. It does have a City connection. Harry Bunn, a graduate from the academy here, replaces Rajiv Van La Parra. It is a very different lineup tonight to the one that will play Newcastle on Saturday in the Championship.
Yeah, but it'd be a Huddersfield Town that will certainly have the same shape. The opportunity for these players to follow up on what was a fantastic 0-0 result against City in that first leg. And interested to see Kreiner and his physical presence against Stones and Otamendi.
Famous blue and white stripes to their change strip. Combination of yellow and black. By Sterling. Manchester City on the move here. De Bruyne half thought about hitting it. Sané does hit it. Oh, it's off the post. And Huddersfield survived. There was a touch in the middle. We still have a non-league team in it. This is how it was nearly 1-0 at the other end. Aguero trying to do it himself, and it's kept out by Coleman.
Well, it's brilliant the way Aguero gets himself into the shooting position, but Fee fires that across the face of the goal. Sterling's there at the back post to score. Brilliant little touch through the legs of, I think.
Lolly likes to drive on from that right-hand side. Here's Billing, and what a chance for Huddersfield here, and they've taken the lead. Harry Bunn, an amazing moment for him. The former Manchester City scholar, academy product, son of Frankie Bunn, who has a bit of a history in cup competitions, is now a Huddersfield coach.
Well, Martin, the best way to respond from a scare at one end is to counter quickly, and that's exactly what Huddersfield have done. They drive into an area where Man City back off. In the end, Billings' awareness and touch with the ball to Bunn, and then the finish, just the power beats Bravo, fires it underneath him. You can see Otamendi, Stones backing away. Billing, lovely touch into the path of Bunn, composes himself and then drills it through the legs of Bravo to put Huddersfield in the lead. Chance at one end, hits the post, and then back up the other end for Huddersfield's lead.
Well, he'd like to run and join in the celebrations, a bit difficult from up there. And of course, yes. And here's De Bruyne. Still Kevin De Bruyne.
Well, they're all peeling for a handball.
Well, he should have put the ball in the net. He's around the world. Was this handball here?
Oh, clearly the right arm is out, and it is Stankovic. As he goes to ground, you can see he denies that ball being rolled into the path of Raheem Sterling.
Stankovic is out of position now. Holmes Dennis had to tuck in. Sterling with time. Again goes for the cross. More shouts for handball. The shot by Fernandinho.
It's Stankovic again, Martin. There's another handball there as Sterling cuts that ball back. He's released here from De Bruyne, and as he cuts that ball back, he's trying to pick out Fernandinho, and there's a handball there once again before the shot goes in. You can see Stankovic's right arm deflects it into the path of Fernandinho, headed over by Craney.
It's exactly the same position with the arm down on the ground. That looked at maybe a little bit more accidental than the first. De Bruyne. And that's not quite cut out by Holmes Dennis. Sterling. And there it is, Leroy Sané. It was coming.
Martin, that is the first time that Holmes Dennis Sané's pointing at the referee saying there's 3 handballs, because I think that they think that Holmes Dennis has handled that crossfield pass from De Bruyne, but it was the first time De Bruyne finds Sterling on this right-hand side. As the ball comes over, does he touch it? I don't think he does. There's a big cry for handball, but then he has to deal with Sterling. 2 step overs, and then he rolls it into the path of Sané for one that he can't miss. That is the first time Sterling's got one-on-one in a dangerous area against the fullback, and he makes it count.
A straight ball by Zabaleta, and what's the referee going to make of that, with Otamendi ending up on the ground, and he's given the penalty. Stankovic.
Oh yeah, he's booked Stankovic for the push.
Yeah. Aguero's got the ball, so they finally do get a spot kick. It looked a pretty straight ball from Zabaleta, maybe easier to defend, but it had a little bit of craft to it.
Yeah, because Otamendi's got it in front of him. He's got goal side of Stankovic. The left arm goes out, drags him down.
Well, he's not faultless from the spot, Sergio Aguero. But here we are in the 35th minute to put City in front for the first time this evening. He's spot on tonight with his 21st goal of the season. Manchester City's 12th penalty of the season.
Well, he's a goal scorer extraordinaire, and he just hesitates in his run here, waits for Coleman to go to his left-hand side, and then just drags it back away from him into the top roof of the net. Wonderful penalty.
Where do you stand on this? Aguero won't be a pet player next season, Clive. Do you think there's some substance to the FA Cup? City got through on the other 2 occasions. Here's Aguero. They're in again here, and he's hit the post. That post has been hit twice, as well as the back of the net hit twice.
Well, Aguero does everything right. Clichy's pressure, they capitalise on that. You see the way that he just nicks the ball. Now, when Aguero's one-on-one with the keeper, he's just trying to side foot that into the bottom corner. He has that look, he sees where the keeper is, he knows which way.
2 most uttered words in this stadium tonight: hand and ball. Here's Zabaleta, Fernandinho, and Aguero. Coleman really in the firing line, and Zabaleta made